Hello, hello! Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Silver version for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. And, yeah, so you might notice my Pokedex number went up, and we're not exactly where we were last time when we left off. And that's because I did some things off camera. Like suddenly having to sneeze, and hopefully you didn't hear that. But basically, I went to that pond south of Blackthorn Town and caught a Dratini. And I've been leveling it using the experience share. Because, you know, we could just go do the 8th gym, but I kind of want to go ahead and just, like, try to fill out as much of my Pokedex as possible. Now that, you know, we've been everywhere in Johto, right? We've been everywhere there is to be, for the most part. You know, we have access to every town on the map. We can fly to any of them. You know, there's tons of little side areas and things. And we've even been over into Kanto once, because we were smart and sailed east of New Barktown. Now, I don't know how we get to Silver Cave necessarily, but yeah, we've been everywhere there is to be. And you know, we might as well start filling out our Pokedex. And one of the things that we haven't done, though, is we actually never went to Mount Mortar. And so I'm thinking, hey, let's go to Mount Mortar and maybe, you know, work on some training projects while we do. Because obviously we picked up this Dratini, but we never finished leveling up our Rima raid either. And yeah, so obviously I want him to evolve on screen. There's going to be a ton of Pokemon that we've caught that, you know, I'm not going to evolve on screen because we just, you know, we've seen what they do. And let's go ahead and deposit our Eevee. He's took up so much of our resources. But yeah, let's grab Boom Lord. And yeah, we'll see if we can't go through Mount Mortar. And I don't really necessarily want to make this Dratini a long-term part of my team, but I figured it might be fun to get him up to being a Dragonair and take him up against the 8th gym, because something, you know, that a lot of people don't frequently talk about is just the fact that in the Pokemon games, at any point, you are actually free to dump your entire Pokemon team and start training anew with a completely different team. And, well, you know, because of the game flow and human nature, most people don't do that or even consider doing that because it's just not something that registers, you know, like, you might say, like, oh, that's a really neat guy, I want to get him on my team. But it's not very often that you get people... Hey, Wild Machop. Maybe it'll live through an Aurora Beam and we can catch it? But yeah, you don't often get people being like, oh yeah, you know, I can't, or I can replace everyone, you know. Usually you have good old Reliable, which is your starter, or, you know, like the Red Gyarados, or any other long-term project that you worked on. You're just like, you grow attached, and you're not going to just get rid of it, right? So it's not something that comes to mind very often, but it is something technically at any point in the game. Any point in the game after you're given Pokeballs and you start catching more Pokemon, you can just be like, yeah, I'm replacing my team. Okay, so Machop, superpower, 2'7", 43 pounds. Machop weighs less than a Hoot Hoot. It loves to work out and build its muscles. It is never satisfied, even if it trains hard all day long. We will name him... Bruce. after Bruce Leroy. Thought I was going to say Bruce Lee, didn't ya? But yeah, what is the purpose of Mount Mortar if, you know, we completely bypassed this place. We have not been in this place a single time until now. Like, we might have checked it out to see if it was dark inside, or taken one step inside or whatever. But other than that, never been in this place. So what is its purpose? What is here? Oh, an ether. How about that? So far, it's seeming to be nothing. I mean, I guess it's... Machop is available here. That's pretty cool. You can also get a Machop way earlier in Goldenrod. There's a trade you can do. I don't remember what you trade for, but you can trade and get a Machop. Which is, again, sad, because I don't believe that leveling the traded Machop, I don't believe it will cause it to evolve into Machamp. Which, I've remarked on it before, but I think that that's one of the most irritating things about trade evolutions. You have to trade it when it's already in the second form. You can't just have a traded one from the base form and, you know, just have it instantly evolve twice. I don't know what they'd have to do to make that a possibility, but it should be. I also think that they should have, in each era, they should have given you at least one of the traded Pokemon evolution lines. You know, for an in-game trade, right? Like, that lady trading the Machop, she should have instead been trading a Machoke. Alright, and Remoraid is evolving, and we want him to go ahead and evolve into his evolved form, where he becomes Octillery! And his tentacles there are supposed to look like, I guess, tank treads or something. And he learns the move Octozuka. And Octozuka is actually not the most consistent or powerful move. It's actually the same power as Bubble Beam with less accuracy. And it has an auxiliary effect, just like Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam has a chance to lower speed. Octozuka has a chance to lower accuracy, a 50% chance. So they're both moves we're just going to replace someday. So I figure, we'll let him have his signature move, because it's not really going to make or break any battle I use him in. Especially because later I'm probably going to replace it with Hyper Beam if I ever get him that high. Because he can naturally learn Hyper Beam, which is pretty cool. But yep, now we have Octozuka. And it does not look like a water type move, but it is. And if you don't let the Remoraid evolve at level 25, it cannot learn Octozuka. And so if you get a Remoraid, the intended, well, not intended, but the way that doesn't involve getting Fisher Wilton's phone number, if you go to the I say post game, for the second half of the game, because we've got a lot of game left, by the way, viewer, and get the Super Rod and catch one, it'll be level 40 or higher. So when it evolves into Octillery, it just won't learn Octozuka. So that's kind of sad. But that's the way it works. And since we got him to evolve on screen now, I might go ahead and switch over to the Dratini. Because these monsters in here are around his level, and I think he could take them out. Of course, being able to one-shot them is kind of nice for the sake of brevity. Of course, I don't really need to be rushing anywhere, because, like, I'm mainly doing this recording to tell you what I'm doing off-screen. And set that up a bit so that by the next time I record, which will probably be in a couple of days or a few days, after I've gotten up all my uploads, because I have a lot of recordings done and not a lot of them uploaded. But, yeah. You know, like next time I record, if I show up and I have like a completely different team, or, you know, suddenly start reading Pokedex entries or something. Which reminds me, you might have seen it when we went through the box. But I did... The location I was training at first was Route 44, where we could catch the... or encounter... what you call it? Lickitung and Tangela. But I don't ever remember where they're at in the actual... Oh, let's go ahead and read Octillery. 2'11", 63 pounds. Jet Pokemon. It instinctively sneaks into rocky holes. If it gets sleepy, it steals the nest of a fellow Octillery. Yeah, we caught a Tangela, which is just the name Angela with a T on the front, so I think it should be Tangela, honestly, but, you know, whatever. It's Divine type, 3'3", 77 pounds. It tangles any moving thing with its vines. Their subtle shaking is ticklish if you get ensnared. Their subtle shaking is ticklish if you get ensnared. I guess that's supposed to mean they tickle you if you get ensnared. But yeah, I named him... Now you can see why I named him Boom Lord. I was actually trying to come up with some sort of bazooka-related pun that would also be a fish-related pun. Like, I considered fish Zuka, but, and, you know, an octopus isn't really a fish. And no, I don't care about the history of the word fish and how it used to refer to anything in the sea. Shut up. But, you know, Octozuka was already taken by the name move. But yeah, let's go ahead and switch our Dratini in, see how he does. Probably won't be like super impressive, but you know, it could be. Oh, cool. So that my chops all of a sudden rat problem. The new dragon move, Twister. Which is like Gust, but it's dragon type instead of flying. Which to me makes it very strange. But, you know, whatever. Oh, hey, a hyper potion. How about that? Don't mind if I do. I wonder if rocks resist dragons. I don't think that they do. Yeah, but dragon actually plays off the attack stat, so it's still going up against his defense stat. So even though they take neutral damage to dragon, they take a lot less damage than if it were a special attack. Yeah, maybe training this Trini directly was a bad idea. It's pretty wimpy. But yeah, as for his nickname, you can see that it's Makar or Makar or whatever. This is a reference to the magma worms of Elden Ring. I would have named him after one of the fancy dragons, but you know, they're usually quadrupedal in Elden Ring, and so I felt like the worm bodies fit them better. Okay, so much. We're just finding lots of items in here. There don't seem to be any trainers. We haven't run into any really unique Pokemon other than Machop. Lots of one-way ledges. Huh. There's kind of a circular nature to it. I like how we switch away from the Dratini and now we're suddenly running into Machops again. It might have to do with what part of the cave we're in, but I don't know. Oh my god! And that's kind of sad though. Bubble Beam had twice the PP of Octozooka. So honestly, if I didn't care about him having Octozooka, I would say Bubble Beam is the superior move. And his signature move is worthless. At least in Gen 2. I don't know if they ever made it better in later editions. I would assume no, because I don't think any other Pokemon learns it. But, I haven't, like... There's so much, you know, minutia to Pokemon now that I don't know, actually. So, like... eh. I did look up, if I didn't do it in the middle of last recording, I looked up why Lugia is Psychic type instead of flying. And it turns out, or instead of water. And supposedly an interview of one of the developers of Pokemon, he stated that at the time they were planning out Gen 2, because of the movies and because of Mewtwo, a lot of the Pokemon that they were designing for Gen 2 had actually already been designed before Gen 1. They just weren't implemented in Gen 1. And so, Ho-Oh was one of those Pokemon, which he's the guy that's on the front of Gold. And initially Gen 2 was actually just going to be one version. They were just going to do a single Gold version. But they started playing the second Pokemon movie. And they designed Lugia. And so there was some months or some years between designing Ho-Oh and designing Lugia, because obviously Ho-Oh appears in the very first episode of Pokemon. It's the legendary bird that Ash catches sight of, and he's like too stunned by staring at it to realize that his Pokedex picked it up too, and would have told him about it if he had, you know, been paying attention. Yeah, so Ho-Oh had been around. But Lugia, on the other hand, was new. And they were designing him for his own movie. you know, this is why Lugia has a movie that, you know, I think it's the second Pokemon movie or whatever. And it was at that point, you know, when they said, okay, we're designing this, you know, new movie with, you know, Lugia's going to be the main big cheese. It's like, what type should he be? So obviously he flies and has giant wings. So he's got to be flying. And psychic types are all the rage. You know, all of our strongest Pokemon we've made, like Mew and Mewtwo, you know, legendaries, you know, Alakazam, Hypno, you know, Drowsy and stuff. They have like whole episodes of Pokemon dedicated to their crazy powerful psychic abilities that affect entire cities from just one Pokemon and stuff like that. So psychic types represent power. And so they were like, yeah, he's going to be super powerful, so psychic type. And yeah, that was the crux of the interview, basically. Like, he's just like, yeah, but he's not water type because water type's not associated with power. He's psychic type. But I don't know, you know, like, being, you know, interviewing game developers is always hit and miss because, like, they have to answer the question on the spot. So sometimes, you know, they're either giving you a canned response that they had planned because they expected the question, or if they didn't expect the question, then they're just giving you their actual, you know, their best, like, oh, I didn't have an actual answer for this. You know, here's the answer. And so I don't know the actual full context of the interview because the interview was done in Japanese years ago, and this is all secondhand from, like, some Redditor's translation from a few years back. Because, you know, all these Pokemon channels have asked the same question, you know, like, why is Lugia not water flying to be the opposite of Ho-Oh and all that jazz. And, you know, it's, you know, the answer is, well, you know, they were designed at different times and not originally intended to be a pair of legendaries on the front of Generation 2. Well, after they were, you know, after things changed, after, you know, Gen 2 got Silver version Greenlight, the idea was that Ho-Oh would represent the Sun, Gold version, and Lugia would represent the Moon, Silver version. And if you know anything about the real world and science, Earth's moon pulls the tides, right? And it pulls the tides through gravity, which, without knowing, you know, science, without knowing gravity, it's an invisible force that has an effect that you can't touch with your hands. And what does that sound like? That sounds like a psychic pull. Does it not? And, so to me, you know, them lumping it into psychic types and whatnot, I think that's the actual answer. Since it's supposed to represent the moon, the psychic type is representing the moon's gravity. And that's why it's so associated with water. Of course, I don't know why they would have said in the Pokedex that it's the diving Pokemon. Because the moon doesn't... It affects the tides, but I don't know how much impact the moon actually has on the depths of Earth's water. I would assume some effect, but can't be that much, right? Like, the abyss and the sea is incredibly different from the rest of Earth. But yeah, that's the size of it. But I would say another reason is for balancing, mechanical balancing. Because if Lugia was water/flying, it would be tremendously powerful just from being taught Surf, and it's a defensive Pokemon too. So by making it, giving that a stab on its moves, on a 95 power move that you can just teach it anytime, is relatively ridiculous, right? And then later on, it would also get stab on Hydro Pump that it learns naturally, which would, be equally ridiculous. And the fact that its attack stats are slightly lower, wouldn't mean that much. Plus, it would give it pure superiority over Ho-Oh, because Ho-Oh is fire/flying. Instead of making Ho-Oh like a new type or a different, like pure flying or flying/electricity to represent like the electromagnetic pull of the sun. It's fire/flying again, which is, it's basically like Moltres redo. It's like a super way better version of Moltres because it has like the sacred fire move and how come there's fucking nothing in this cave, man? But yeah, it's also super fast, and it's the attacker of the two legendary birds in Gen 2. So it's got really high special attack and pretty high physical attack. But its defenses aren't so hot. And if Lugia was water/flying, instead of being this balance of the sun and the moon, it would basically just be, stating Lugia is superior when they're supposed to be, at least from a like spiritual standpoint, equals, right? Obviously in real life, the real world, the sun is far more important than life on Earth, and is, far larger, has a lot more going on than the moon. But as, a human being looking up the sky, in the daytime you have the sun, which you can look at kind of, but it hurts your eyes. And then at nighttime you have the moon, which you can look at as much as you want. And, they both illuminate the sky at different times of day, and are the major celestial bodies that you can just see. And like, over the course of human history, there's been tons of cultures that worship the sun, but there's also been tons of cultures that worship the moon. There's plenty of gods and goddesses and old pantheons and old mythologies that represent the sun or represent the moon. There's creation myths for the sun and the moon a lot of the time. Usually the sun is masculine and the moon is feminine. So they like represent the two sexes. It's just very human element, this religious, sacred element to them. One's not supposed to really outweigh the other from a spiritual point of view. And so the typing choice on Lugia, it makes perfect sense when you think about it. When you stop and think about it, and it might just boil down to what he said in the interview, though. It might, you're like, oh, psychics are strong, and we wanted it to be thought of as strong. But, then it doesn't learn any psychic moves in its moveset until level 99. And the psychic move that it does learn is kind of garbage. So, I could have sworn there was supposed to be like a martial arts guy in here somewhere. Maybe I need to look up the map of this place. Also, I gotta say, Mount Mortar is a very cool name for a mountain. I don't know if they meant mortar as in, like, mortar and pestle, or mortar, like, that goes between bricks. But, excuse me. Excuse me. Huh. Started looking at what Pokemon we could get inside of Mount Mortar, because I'm looking at these maps now, and I forgot, like, I trailed off there and I forgot what I was talking about. Apparently there's different area anchors or something. And I need like a map. Let's see. Could we have... Oh wow, Wild Seeking. How about that? Origin to map. Okay, so let's see. Uh-huh. I think part of the reason that I feel like I get lost in the caves of Pokemon games isn't because they're necessarily laid out in a complex manner, but every time you get into a wild Pokemon battle, it's mildly disorienting. Because I can't exactly remember where I was going and what I was doing. This map is actually fairly robust. I can't seem to find... How are there that many trainers in here? We've like literally run into none of these. There's like trainer matches marked. We haven't run into any of them. But yeah, you might have thought or wondered like why being able to see ghosts without the Sylph Scope made me say that you know, Pokemon are special or whatever, or our Pokemon trainer is special, and it's mainly because the come on, brain, work with me, brain. You can do it, brain. Okay, so we actually can't get to the back of Mount Mortar without the waterfall skill. And we can't use that until we beat the 8th gem. So I guess we can't go to the trainer I wanted to go to. How annoying. Well, I mean, I could just forget about doing all my training pre-8th gem, right? Like, there's no reason to really hold back that much. I mean, this thing is going to take forever to get up to being a Dragonair, and, like, let's be real, the only thing it's going to be able to do by the time it gets there is Twister still, I think. And, that's a little bit annoying, but let's see. It's not like the 8th gym leader is actually like this big preparatory thing that we really need to prepare for. But I was hoping to be able to go to the back of Mount Mortar this episode and just get what I want. Yeah, it doesn't learn another dragon type move until level 50. So, yeah, there's that. Halfway decent stats on our artillery for level 26. Well, we'll have to come back to Mount Mortar. And it's a little bit disappointing, but like I said, it wouldn't really be that interesting. Like, oh, we have a dragon of our own. Ooh. We'll put up the king. We don't need him right now. Wait, no, actually, no, let's, well, I don't know who I want to put away. Like, I'd like to get my Espeon back out, get it some XP maybe. But we used it so much already, like, it's got 3 levels till it learns the move I wanted to have. It would be really good to bring. But meh. Meh. Although I do think we need, we need Whirlpool for the section that comes after the 8th gem. That I wasn't wanting to do yet, just for silly idea reasons. I was actually going to see, you know, if we could go in there if we just had a Dragon-type Pokemon in our party. Which, I mean, I guess I could check real quick, right? Like, we've technically trained a dragon now, but... I don't think it's going to change anything. I think the roadblock is actually just from the fact that, We didn't really need to do that either. We already had Boom Lord in the party, huh? But let's put the dragon at the leader of our party. And just see what happens, you know? Oh my god. Okay, you're getting deleted out of the phone. Oh. Okay, well, I guess I could go fight you real quick. At some point. Not right now, though. Or I could impromptu sneeze again. Kinda wish I had a way to expedite the training of the Dratini. To be honest. I really wouldn't mind taking my own dragon up against the dragon gym. But like, I don't think there's anywhere I can really train it like stupidly fast at this point in the game. Hey, I'm a dragon user, you slut. I have a Dratini. I mean, I guess technically if we go just south of town and fight Gravelers, he'd be killing them with Surf pretty easily. But, meh, you know? But yeah, we want the Red Gyarados because I think we need Whirlpool for that cave that I just tried to enter with the old man blocking it. And he'll stop blocking it after we beat the 8th gem. I was just kind of wanting the 8th gem to be special. Just my own little silliness, I suppose. We already did the majority of the gem anyway. We beat all the trainers inside, we moved all the stones. I am Claire. I'm the world's best dragon master. I can hold my own against even the Pokemon League's Elite Four. You still want to take me on? Fine, let's do it. As a trainer, I will use my full power against any opponent. She's got blue hair. You gotta have the blue hair. No, she's got a body-tight leotard with her dark blue cape. Oh, hey, look. A Dragonair. It's level 37. It's 18 levels from evolving. How about that? Ooh, new dragon move. Dragon Breath. It's a 50 power move with a chance to paralyze. Dragon type, of course. Alright, she did 39 damage last time, so will she kill us? No. Oh hey, Dragonair's attack fell. Well, no reason to let our artillery efforts go to waste. We're under-leveled, so hey, potion use is a go. And it'll do slightly less damage because it's based off of physical attack in this generation, as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe our Dratini's stat earlier was just really small. It didn't seem like it did any less damage at all. Alright, though. Another Dragonair. Oh. No, I won't change. I have a big, strong octopus that I can just keep ramming hyper potions into. Why would I ever change? Oh, Thunderbolt. That's gonna hurt. Goodbye, Octillery. You did well. You did good. I gave you what I could. Now, let's see. This is a pure dragon, so it doesn't resist rocks at all, or fighting type moves at all, or normal type moves at all. Of course, our pure rock does not resist lightning, so we've got a non-resistant fight on our hands. Pure neutral matchup. I wonder why her first Dragonair didn't lead with Thunderbolt. Maybe only one of her Dragonairs knows it. No, her second Dragonair is Toast. Just like our... Oh, Kingdra, huh? Oh, look at that majestic full evolution form of Horsey. Honestly, doesn't look as intimidating as Seadra to me. But this is the new Dragon of Gen 2. It has gained Dragon typing, so it is Dragon/Water, and its only weakness is other dragons. Oh, and it's got Zerg. Goodbye, Rock type. I hardly knew ye. Well, get leech-seeded, Kingdra. Haha! Oh, it's Smokescreen. You're lowering my accuracy. How dare you? Well, guess what? You're seeded for the rest of the battle unless Claire switches out. So, Smokescreen me all you want. Okay, I was kidding. Please stop that. Yeah, the lowering of... The Kingdra is going to floor Blue One's accuracy, and Blue One's probably not going to pull out the killing of it, but... Yeah... Oh, hey, there we go. No being awake for you, Kingdra. And now we take advantage of the fact that your half-water self has made you take full effective damage from grass. Oh. Dang it. I said full effective damage from grass. There we go. Ooh, Hyper Beam. That's gonna hurt. Will it kill us, though? No. Aha! Suck it, Kingdra. You have been beaten by a dandelion. Tough. So much for the power of dragons. So much for holding your own against the Elite Four. Oh, another Dragonair, huh? Well, we'll use Ampharos, huh? Good old Cleopatra, coming at ya. Oh no, you paralyzed her. Well, two can play at that game. How am I still faster than you while paralyzed? Good grief. Now we're both paralyzed, so our speed stats are exactly how they were before. Aha! A dragon is no match for me. Oh, wait, how did you go first? Dang. Well. Well. I'll just finish you off with Blue Wind. Slurpy, slurpy, slurp. No living for you. Leader Claire was defeated. Of course she was. I lost? I don't believe it. There must be some mistake. $8,000 dues. I won't admit this. I may have lost, but you're still not ready for the Pokemon League. I know, you should take the Dragon User Challenge. Behind this gym is a place called Dragon's Den. Go and bring me the Dragon Fang from deep inside the den. That is the test to be accepted as a true Dragon User. If you can do that, I will accept you as a worthy trainer. Until then, I won't give you a badge. What's the matter? This errand won't be hard for you, unless your victory was a fluke. Well, what a bitch. What a sexy blue-haired bitch. I think she's the first trainer ever to not give you the badge upon being defeated. And possibly, I mean, I don't know definitively, because like I said, I haven't kept up. But possibly the only gym leader ever to do that. But yeah, she's so proud, like she's so prideful in how good she is at Pokemon that she's just like, no, you can't have my badge. You have to do something else. I really love the way she looks, and then later in the remake, I love the way she looks there even better. And since Claire the Dragon Master has allowed it, you may enter. Okay. Oh, we got unique music here, huh? And you can run into, I think, a bunch of Magikarps and Drachinis in here. Oh, hey, look! Whirlpool. I remembered correctly. I think this is the only other place in the game that we need Whirlpool for. Oh, maybe need was a strong word. I'm not seeing anything back here. Oh, there it is. Dragon Fang! Well, what does that do? Does it power up Dragon-type moves? But, oh. Alright, I recognize your true power. This badge is yours. Okay. Use the move for climbing waterfalls. Also, all Pokemon will recognize you as a trainer and obey your every command without question. I also want you to have this TM. Clark received TM 24. That contains Dragon Breath. No, it doesn't have anything to do with my breath. If you don't want it, you don't have to take it. So you've collected all the badges. Your destination is the Pokemon League in Indigo Plateau. Do you know how to get there? From here, go to New Bark Town. Then surf east. The route there is very tough. Don't you dare lose at the Pokemon League. If you do, I'll feel even worse about having lost to you. Oh, okay. Whatever. Huh. What a challenge. She's like, surf through this place that's mainly full of Magikarps. Oh, come on. These Magikarps aren't even as strong as the ones at Lake of Rage. Dragon Shrine. A shrine honoring the dragon Pokemon said to have lived in Dragon's Den. Yeah, I don't know what real-world shrine this is supposed to represent, but I'm sure it's supposed to represent some actual shrine honoring dragons in real life or something. Because Ala Johto is like this huge love letter to Western Honshu. If I knew that area of Japan better, I could point it all out, but I don't. I just know the trivia. But the real news is we can actually use Waterfall now, so we can just go grab Lugia again, go back to Mount Mortar, and go where I was trying to go, where I thought I could go. You know? Also, she didn't take the Dragon Fang from us, so I guess it's just ours now. And yeah, it powers up Dragon moves by 10%, so maybe we could give it to our Dratini. Because nobody else in my party is going to learn Dragon moves, as far as I am aware. Professor Elm is calling. Hello, Clark. I have something here for you. Could you swing by my lab? I'll see you later. It's like, sure, maybe, I guess, kinda, sort of, in a way, maybe, huh? Kinda? But yeah, we finally have all 8 badges of Johto. And, Claire's is called the Rising Badge, and it's got a dragon face. And look at how mean all of their faces look, except for, I guess Bugsy and Jasmine? And now we are going to put the red Gyarados away, probably forever. I don't intend to use him ever again. Oh, at least in this playthrough. In future playthroughs, I'll probably use him without thinking about it too much. And, yeah, I'll put my Typhlosion away. We'll be using him soon enough to kick major booty. Let's grab the Dratini that we're working on, just cause cut down my time of having to work on him off camera. Plus, he's still got my EXP share on him, so that's a pretty big consideration there. Whee! Really, Golding? Really? You see me riding a level 28 Octillery, and you're like, I have to attack. Get out of my house, Golding. Alright. Get out of here. Alright, this is going to be our first time going up a waterfall, yeah? Whoa! Suddenly, wild seeking. Whew. Seeking's like one of those Pokemon that whenever I see it, I'm like, you know, that could be a good thing to use, maybe, kinda. And then I never use it. I'm like, nah. Let's see. Huh. Oh shit, level 31 Graveler, just stepping off the top turnbuckle or something. Maybe this is a good place to train, holy cow. Of course, if we go the way we're supposed to go now... Dude, this fucking map is lying to me. It says that there's a trainer battle right here. I don't see no trainer. Oh, I do see a wild Machoke, though. Level 32. Holy cow. Oh, dang. He's faster. Oh, dang. No. Our Boom Lord. Yep. Octillery is slow. Thought I'd punch him right in the dick. Get him out of here. So whoever labeled this map of Mount Mortar is lying. They're a lying liar face. There's no trainer battle right here. Well, 26 Goldeen. There's supposed to be a rare candy right here, too, according to this map. And it seems to be a lie, unless it's a hidden item or something. I can't believe that this game just loves lying to us, all of a sudden. Dying. Ouch. But miss. Get out of here. No, I don't want to serve. I want to find the supposed rare candy that is supposedly here. I feel like whoever did this map is the lying liar face, and I feel superbly betrayed. Foresight? What? Get headbutted right in the groin too. Female Machoke. Yeah, okay, so there's no rare candy there either, so we've been lied to. Gents, we've been super lied to. Unless I'm not where I think I am? Where the hell is this if it's not... Hold up a minute. Is this map just flat out wrong? Did they change the layout of Mount Mortar in Crystal version or something, and this is a map of Crystal version? That might be what it is. Oh, that's a rare candy. So, like, why does the map look entirely different, though? I'm really confused by this because the other three portions of the map are exactly what's in the game, but this particular portion of the map is, like, 100% different. And I don't know why that is. I am genuinely confused. Oh, okay, yeah, this does say Crystal version. So, where is the map of Silver version? Okay, that looks closer to where I'm actually at. I really don't remember this place being this involved. I also don't remember the wild Pokemon being in the level 30s. But that could be because I haven't been back here in forever, and I might have used Propels. Or by the time I thought to come back here, I already had Pokemon in the 50s or something, since I wasn't training evenly or holding things back or working on Pokedex or anything like that. Okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Get Octozuka, bitch. Okay. For a second, I thought I saw the level 28 Machop. I was like, that's a high level. And I was like, oh wait, we've been running into level 32 things. So, not back here, it's not. But also now I'm wondering if Mount Mortar is the highest level place in Johto for wild Pokemon. Because I think when we get over to Victory Road, we'll see some stuff up in the high 30s, maybe even the early 40s. But Victory Road is technically in Kanto, and I don't remember how long it is in this game. But it's technically in Kanto, because the Indigo Plateau is technically in Kanto, hinting at things to come. Oh, am I a gall? Stop attacking me. We're like halfway dead. Let's grab somebody else to deal with this Machoke. Oh hey, that's better than getting hit with Karate Chop, to be honest. Dang, he heard me talking. Oh, actually his... Well, no, Karate Chop has a high crit chance. If he had actually crit like he was supposed to, it would have been more damage than Seismic Toss. Without the crit, the Seismic Toss was actually better. Crazy. Let's heal our Octillery up. Actually, we'll heal both of our Pokemon. We still have these handy dandy lemonades. Well, now there's an item up there? What the fuck? How many escape ropes is this place gonna give us? Jeez. We don't need any more escape ropes, thanks. Man, look at all these items they're trying to tempt us with. I think we are. Okay, this section of the map should be the same, right? No, it's already different. Fuck. What did they do to this map in Crystal version? Why? Maybe I need to look up a different map. This is, we once again run into a wild difference. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We're back in the easy part of the cave, though. But yeah, this ledge that we just stepped down on, that has this hoppable ledge, it's not on this crystal map either. Oh my god, stop attacking me every 2 seconds. Hey, that's actually... that's welcome. You know what? We're like almost at an hour and a half. I didn't intend for this episode to even go this long. There's a lot of things I didn't intend for this episode, but yeah, Max Repel, go, go, go. Don't attack me ever again. Going nuts in here, you see? Going nuts. Alright. Here he is, the guy I was actually looking for. Hey, I'm the Karate King. I train alone here in the dark. You battle with me. Warg! Black Belt Kyo. Hitmonlee. Level 34 Hitmonlee. Dude, his trained Pokemon are only 2 higher level than the wilds around here. Jump Kick. With a slightly new animation. And it hurt, because Hitmonlee is a good attacker. Youch. Oh, goodbye, Octillery. Let's try... Oh, he probably won't live through the attacks. We'll go with Cleo. She's got tons of HP. I think they're equal level. Yeah, she'll do fine. Hey, you missed there, bud. Ouch. I don't know why a black belt would call themselves the Karate King when Bruno of the Elite Four exists and has an entire team of super strong fighting type Pokemon. Alright, we'll risk it. We'll try our Sudowoodo versus his Hitmonchan. Rock versus fighting is not a good matchup. However, Hitmonchan only has like one fighting move, so while he is liable to use it, like he just did, he also has like Thunder Punch and Ice Punch and stuff, so... Okay, he's too smart for us. To be honest though, without that crit, I think our Sudowoodo would have won. Oh, dude had Ice Punch. I'm a Dragon type, but he went for Fire Punch. What a maroon. What a maroon. Karate King Maya. Oh, he lived. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Oh no! No! Oh, hey, we lived. Because Hitmonchan sucks. Aha! Swing. Okay, Dragon Rage is typically not a good move, but in this generation it is far better than Wrap. Yep. I'm crushed. My training is still not enough, but a loss is a loss, I admit it. As proof that you defeated me, I'll give you a rare fighting Pokemon. You have no room in your party. Oh. Are you fucking serious? We have to come back to get it? Well, either way, it's whatever. It's a baby form of the Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee line, and it can evolve into Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, or a new Gen 2 Pokemon called Hitmontop. And since we have to come back to get it, maybe that's where next time I record, I'll start back here with a whole bunch of different trained Pokemon and one space in my park. But until then, thanks for watching, stay safe, have a great day, like the video, and please play Pokemon Silver for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon.